back to the channel, man. Today, y'all already know we got Bad Bunny, we got Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna keep y'all waiting any longer. We're gonna dive straight into it. The war for the crown is officially over. We just got the official news in the NBC tallies for Super Bowl 60, and guys, it's a photo finish. We're talking about Kendrick Lamar, historic 2025 performance versus Bad Bunny, master set for the past Sunday. Gotta think about it. If you thought Bad Bunny was going to take the number one spot, you weren't alone. You know, the hype was insane. But the date of the release today, you know, confirmed that Kung Fu Kenny is still the king of the halftime show. Today, we're doing a deep dive into why Kendrick stayed on top and how Bad Bunny still managed to change the game forever. You know, man, let's go back to 2005. You know, Kendrick just didn't perform. He hosted a victory lap. Coming off 2024 Big 3, beef and the release of GNX. The momentum was unstoppable. We can't forget that now. Kendrick momentum was unstoppable at the halftime performance. You know, so we ain't gonna forget that. Okay, the numbers. Y'all want to get into the numbers? Do y'all really want to get into the numbers? Because really, we got the numbers. I don't know what somebody else got, but I know over here, we got the numbers. If y'all want to get into the numbers, you know, we can do that. We can do that. Okay, let's dive into these numbers. Let's dive into the numbers. 133.5 million average views. That's 100,000 more than Michael Jackson in 1993. You know what I'm saying? Why did it work? It was the West Coast anthem factor. You know, it was the West Coast anthem factor. Simple. When Not Like Us hit, the world stopped. You know, the world just stopped when that song hit. Think about it. When it hit, the world stopped. It was just a music show, to be honest. It was a cultural event that reached every demographic. Every one of them. Every one of them. Okay. Now let's talk about this past Sunday. You know, I don't know that y'all watch the Super Bowl halftime or whatnot, but you know, they had a good performance. Good performance, great performance. You know, one of the performance came from Bad Bunny in Santa Clara. If you're watching the halftime show, you'll know that. You'll know that. Okay. Now let's talk about this past Sunday, right? Bad Bunny in Santa Clara. It was spectacular. He drew he drew 128.2 million views. But guess what? He still didn't top Kendrick Lamar. He still didn't top him. It was a close call, but he didn't top him. A very close call. Very close call. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think about it. Kendrick Lamar only had 133.5 million average. That's 100,000 more than Michael Jackson in 93, right? But Bad Bunny came right behind with 128.2 million. So he wasn't just behind, but he just didn't make the cut. He just didn't make the cut. Okay. That put him at number 4. They put Bad Bunny at number 4. All time. Just behind Usher and MJ. You know, that's a nice jump though. It pushed him at number 4. That's a nice jump. Behind Usher and MJ. So why didn't he hit number 1? Why did not Bad Bunny hit number 1? It's a good question. It's a great question. But it's a few factors first. The 2026 game itself, Chiefs versus the Lions, had slightly lower viewership than 2025. Record breaker. But more importantly, social media, you know, they really did it. Bad Bunny fans didn't just watch on TV. They watched on TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram. But on the other hand, we had Kendrick Lamar. You know, there's a lots of people in New Orleans, a lots of rappers and artists from New Orleans and down south were wondering why would you go get Kendrick Lamar to perform in New Orleans at the Super Bowl. So that brought a lots of traction and lots of attention. So this might be another reason that Kendrick Lamar just went up like that. If you think about it, it was a lots of ongoing fraction and beef. Or, you know, you got to think about it. Him and Drake were going at it. So that might be why Bad Bunny didn't top Kendrick Lamar. You got to think about who we talking about now. Okay. If we look at the total impact, Bad Bunny actually wins. His set generated over 4 billion views on social media in 24 hours. Now, he might be top him in the Super Bowl, but he still got 4 billion views. He still got 4 billion views on social media in 24 hours. You know, that's a lot of views with a short period of time. That is double what Kendrick did. That double what he did. You know, we also had to talk about the counter program effect this year. We saw a huge surge in all them screams, like the Kid Rock broadcast, which peeled away about 6 million views from the main NBC feed. If all views were on NBC, Bad Bunny might be sitting at number 1 right now. You know, he might be sitting at number 1 right now. What does this tell us? The halftime show is no longer just about TV ratings. It's about cultural sickness. You know, Kendrick's show was built for the moment. Bad Bunny's show was built for the internet. As we look toward the Super Bowl, since the one in Los Angeles, the pressure is on. Who can bridge the gap is the question. Who can get the TV ratings and the TikTok views? Who can do that? Who can do it? So Kendrick holds the TV crown, but Bad Bunny holds the digital crown. So there's a juggle here, huh? Who do you think had the better performance? I want to know from you guys. Was it Bad Bunny? Was it Kendrick Lamar? You know, who had the best performance? Huh? Was it the West Coast energy of 2025 or the global part of 2026? You know, drop a comment below. I'm reading all of them. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and, you know, ring the bell. If you don't want to miss, you know, you don't want to miss our breakdown of 2027 halftime rumors coming next week. You know, just hit the subscribe button. Stay